Hi, I am here today. I'm so excited to introduce Faraz Khan from Fully Vital. He's a former computer scientist turned longevity educator, speaker, and biohacker. Faraz turned from helping large media, life sciences, and pharma companies to helping everyday people beat back the scourge of aging. He launched his podcast, Anti Aging Hacks, in 2019 where he interviews the top minds in longevity, anti aging, and health. He is the founder of Fully Vital, a company that specializes in hair wellness using natural products. And we're going to talk all about hair health and hair loss. So, first of all, Frost, how did you get into this? What's your background on hair thinning, hair loss? I know you suffered from it yourself, but is there more to it than that?
Yeah, totally, Julie. First of all, thank you for having me on. It's great to connect with you the last few weeks and get to know what you're doing. We're in such synergistic ways and such synergistic environment to help each other and to help people with their hair loss and hair thinning. So I got into this when I was 19 years old, 20 maybe, and I was an athlete in college, super confident back in the time. And I remember, taking a shower and then washing my hair, and then I noticing when I looked down at my hands noticing my hands full of my hair, and I had a freak out moment at that time. My stress went from a level 4 to 11 in an instant, and I'll never forget that moment. And I started researching all the ways that you and I probably have done in our lives of trying to stop the hair loss. I tried the Ayurvedic oils, the holistic practitioners. I tried biotin, I tried onion juice, I tried yogurt, I tried egg yolks, I tried everything on my scalp, and most of those didn't work. But some of those did slow down the hair loss, even though they didn't stop it. And so this continued. Then at the age of 25, I got so exasperated of seeing hundreds of hair on my pillow every morning that I went to a hair transplant surgeon and I said, please put me out of my misery. I'm ready. But she, great doctor, she said to me, you know what? You haven't lost a lot of hair in any one area, so you're not a good candidate. And I said, oh my God, I don't want to suffer anymore. So she said, but I have a solution for you. It involves a pharmaceutical drug. And I asked her if it had any side effects, and she said, yes, there are sexual side effects. So I said, no, hell no. I'm too young and I want to live my best life still. But you know what? 6 more days, Julie, of waking up with hair on my pillow. I called her and I said, okay, I capitulate. I give up. Give me the drug. And so I used finasteride, which is that, or Propecia, which is that drug for 10 to 12 years. And then a few years ago, when I was getting into longevity and anti-aging and clean living, I decided to stop and find other ways that I could grow back my hair. But also my mother had also been complaining about her hair loss because she gave me hair loss. It's on her side of the family, I know for sure. And so this was a quest that I went on, went to Thailand for a conference, to a conference that was the elite conference of hair restoration, and met all the key players, doctors in this space. And I had searched for over a year, maybe 2 years, of trying to find what are the ways that we can help women and men with hair loss and hair thinning, and is there a way to do this even? And what I found that there is, and it involves, the big aha for me was that you have to go after it with multiple things at the same time. If you're just using a supplement alone or a serum alone, it may work for you. There's no doubt that it may work for you, but likely you'll have much better results when you're using multiple things together and also addressing root causes, which you talk about, right? And so it was that realization and that aha moment that led us to create Fully Vital, which encompasses internal solutions and external solutions and massages and manipulation and microneedling and all the things to help women and men slow down their hair loss, but also regrow hair.
That's so exciting, and I love the ingredients in your supplement and your serum. Now, when you were taking finasteride, did you have any problems when you went off of it?
No, I didn't have any problems. And interestingly, finasteride didn't even completely stop my hair loss either. It slowed it down, but the progression kept going. And I remember I was in Los Angeles. I had resorted to using hair fibers in my scalp to hide my scalp, or the blood shedding off my scalp, basically. It was very embarrassing. I worked at a consulting firm, and especially in Los Angeles, people look at you and you have to look your best or you get judged. That's how it is over there. And so finasteride did slow down my hair loss a lot, but it didn't stop it. My hair was still falling. And when I got off the finasteride, I didn't notice a lot of challenges because I started immediately using 3 or 4 things together. And so I don't think that I noticed a lot of additional hair loss after I got off.
Well, that's good. Because you hear, and it even says on the bottle with monoxide, Rogaine and so forth, that when you get off of it, you'll lose all the hair you grew.
Yeah,
So,
totally. I never got into Rogaine because it was very sticky and icky and irritating. And I didn't want to wash my hair every day because when you start losing your hair, you don't want to touch it, you don't want to wash it. And I didn't want to wash it. And so for that reason, I never got into Rogaine. Um, it is what it is. But for some people, Rogaine can work. I think the challenges with Rogaine are twofold. One is it has to be converted to its active form, which is minoxidil sulfate, and that needs an enzyme on your scalp to convert it. And the enzyme is not available in sufficient quantities in up to 50% of people. So when you look at scientific studies on Rogaine, only half the people get results long term. And so that's a pretty low statistic, and that's primarily why, because of they don't have enough of the enzyme. The second problem with Rogaine is that it comes in a very sticky formulation, which means you got to wash your hair every day. And we know, men can wash their hair every day, I think, but for women, it's a problem because it takes so long to get your hair ready where you have a good hair day and you don't want to mess it up the next day. You want to keep it. And especially day 2 and day 3 hair is even better than the wash day hair. And so I recognize for 2 reasons, minoxidil may not work so well for women.
yeah, yeah. Well, interesting story. So you founded Fully Vital, and how is it different with your 4-part bundle approach, different than other, hair loss supplements and serums out there? Because there's certainly a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah, totally. There's a lot of them. So first of all, our biggest differentiator is that we come after this 4 different ways. So we stimulate hair follicles in 4 ways. One is a supplement, then we have a hair growth serum, then we've got a derma roller and a hairbrush. So the supplement helps balance, again, we're going after root causes. So the supplement helps balance a lot of the reasons for hair thinning or hair loss on the inside. What are these? Well, DHT or hormones are a big one for men and women. We've got stress, we've got nutrition, we've got inflammation. So there's many, many pathways that we go after with the supplements. And then similarly for the serum, we want to go after circulation to the scalp. We want to go after the DHT or the hormones. We want to go after inflammation. We want to go after oxidative stress. All of those are being combined in multiple ingredients to go after those things to not only stop, but also help regrow. And then in addition, what we do is we add the derma roller, which if you use that the right way, then independently, it has been proven to regrow 15% of hair in people. And so that's a great plus just by that alone, using nothing else. And so that's why we add that to our solution. And we recommend people derma roll once a week. And what it does is it remodels the collagen on your scalp. It creates younger skin. It activates growth factors to help, bring your skin back into balance, which means it should regrow hair. That's what it's supposed to do. And then the last thing is the hairbrush, which your grandma probably told you, for the listeners, to brush your hair 100 times every day. We think that she's right, and we think that she meant it was the scalp. She meant the scalp more than the hair. You can brush your hair all you want, but the scalp is where, if you do brush it correctly, then you get a lot of circulation coming in. You get all the sebum that you move out of the scalp so your skin can actually breathe with the oxygen. And it also, a third benefit is takes all the oils off and it deposits the oils in your hair so your hair get more shiny. So there's multiple benefits. People are afraid of brushing their hair, but actually, the hair that's coming out now because you're brushing it already disconnected from your follicle weeks ago. And so that's the biggest myth that I hear in this space. So those are the 4 ways that we address hair thinning, and we see it in the people that get the 3-month bundle that we sell, which contains all 4 products, versus individual products. The 3-month bundle folks get much better results.
Yeah. And you went around the world and interviewed different hair loss researchers and specialists to come up with this formula. I'm sure that's why it's better and different than what's out there as well, because it is a huge industry, and as I understand, it's not regulated. So that's great.
Yeah, yeah,
What?
no, this was very interesting. I went to that hair loss conference in Thailand, as I said. And then when I came back to the States, all of the doctors that I met, not all, but majority of them that lived in the United States, I went to visit them individually. And we had the interview on air, and then I hung out with them for 6 hours off air behind the scenes. And they took me back to their practice. They showed me some were doing hair transplants actively that day. So I went to see some of the patients, talk to them. Some were doing PRP treatments. I talked to some of those folks. I actually saw the PRPs being injected, which typically you don't get to see because they don't let you in behind that front desk. But because I was interviewing them, I spent so much time with them. And then, Julie, I came back and then I read probably 300 scientific papers to see, okay, how does the science match up with this? Does it make sense? Are these some reasons that scientists have found any shred of evidence behind? And then after that, it took so long to put it together. And every 6 months, we're upgrading and making these products even better. So I'm super excited that we have them. And that is why, one, we are obsessed by science. Two, we're always upgrading our products. Other companies, the way the skincare industry works, this is very, very interesting to note. I didn't realize this, was these big companies go to a formulator, who a big manufacturing company that says, okay, here's your ingredient list. We're going to lock it in and you can never change it because we own the formula. So the formulating company, there's many of them, they own the formula. The company, the brand that's asking for the formula doesn't even know the percentages that are in there. This is crazy. And so you're logged in for a long time. You can't change the percentages. You can't change the formula because you don't even know what it is. And so that's how it works. But luckily, how we found a formulator that is, it tells us what's in there. It's stipulated. We have to stipulate because these are scientific ingredients we're going after and percentages. And so we're able to upgrade that. And so that's another reason we're different from a lot of these companies.
And also the fact that you're created in United States,
Yep.
whereas a lot of these big companies now they've been bought out by even bigger companies overseas and China and so forth. And there's of course their ingredients are not going to be up to par. And they have these proprietary formulas. You don't even know percentages or what the heck's really in there because they're farming everything out to these huge companies overseas.
Yeah,
But
it's very interesting. If you go to Amazon and you have there's an Amazon, we sell on Amazon, so we get to see different products on the back end. And when you see them and you look at what country they're manufactured, even hair growth supplements, you will see that more than half are manufactured in China and they're being sold by Chinese manufacturers. And they're selling them for super cheap prices because they can. But I don't trust, I would never, again, I don't want to say never, but I would usually not buy any product that I don't know which company is making it or the person that's making it, especially if it's going in my body. And so I just urge people to be careful. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's not regulated, as you said. And so anybody can create a product. And if they have a competitive advantage of some kind, like, for example, China at lower costs, then they can squeeze that thing and try to sell it to you and make pretty images. And it looks legit, but nobody knows what's happening behind the scenes.
right. And it's a red flag too when they're doing a bunch of advertising and TV commercials and yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm not going to
messy.
mention names, but
Yeah, totally messy.
yeah. So, and your serum, so it looks like you have caffeine in your serum. Um,
Yes. We've got some wonderful ingredients in the serum, which I love, by the way. We've got so caffeine has been proven in scientific studies to reduce the hormonal impacts of DHT in your scalp. And so that is why we have caffeine to block the DHT in your scalp, which is very good. It also helps enhance blood flow and circulation. So that's one of the things we have. We've got multiple peptides. We've got copper peptides, which are great data on skin health, but also increasingly on blocking DHT and with hair. So we've got that. We've got other peptides in it, like redensyl and capixyl, that are also have some data on hair growth as well. So those are just four. And then uh, we've got Centella asiatica, which is anti-inflammatory for skin. We've got antioxidants in the form of melatonin, which is topical antioxidant, which helps rejuvenate your scalp as well. And we've got ingredients to help increase the circulation to your scalp, like methyl nicotinate, and also ginseng extract. So like I'm so proud of what we've done because we're going after so many pathways. And the best part about it, Julie, is that this serum is lightweight and it dries off completely. So you can go, what I do is I have it in my hair right now and I style it. Every morning I apply it and I style my hair. And then by the afternoon, it dries off completely. A lot of women that use their products, they apply it in the evening, go to bed, wake up, and they style their hair normally. It dries off. So that's the benefit is you don't have to wash your hair every single day.
Oh, good. Good. And uh, back to your supplement, can you shed some light on basically the myth about biotin? Because I was also really attracted to your supplement because it's not real high in biotin, and everyone thinks, oh, for hair loss, for
Yeah.
hair health, you need biotin, and you can actually, I know you can get too much biotin. So I know we've both come across these studies, but can you talk
Yeah,
about
yeah, that's excellent question. Huge myth in this space that biotin is what helps hair growth. It couldn't be further from the truth. Biotin was found in a study with malnutrition children with malnutrition in the third world. They had when they were given they were struggling with hair thinning. When they were given biotin, their hair grew back, right? Or they had healthier hair. And so everybody jumped on that study and said, that is proof that we need biotin. But first, it was done in kids, not in adults. And two, they were malnourished. And three, they were in third world, which means their diet and their environment is completely different from ours in America and Europe, for example. And so there have been other studies that have looked into biotin, and they found no conclusive proof that biotin alone can help regrow hair. It may help for people that have biotin deficiencies. It can help with healthier hair, but most people in the West and in America do not have a biotin deficiency. So that's the biggest myth when it comes to supplements. Every supplement that's being sold says biotin in big letters, and they have 2,000 mcg, 5,000 mcg. There's 20,000 mcg I've seen before. And they advertise we have the most biotin, and so buy us, which is ridiculous. And coming back to your point, for that reason, we have biotin on the lower end because we recognize that if you are deficient, then you need some, but the chances are you're not deficient. And so that's why we have it in lower quantities than all of our competitors and most of the products in the market.
Yeah, and also they're putting it in shampoos and
Oh,
everything,
yes,
thinking, oh,
yes.
it's really it's it really is a myth and misinformation. So
Total misinformation. But the consumer somehow has learned or the marketers have trained the consumers that that is what you should look for, and it's a marketing game at the end of the day, you know? It's
yeah.
sad.
So if people want to try your Fully Vital, where's the best place for them to go?
Totally. So you can go to fullyvital.com. And what I recommend is if you want to try our products, use the 3-month bundle. That is the most popular bundle that we have. Most people that are starting off get that bundle, and they most have great results with it because you get all the 4 products and you get enough quantities to last you 3 months, which is how long it takes to regrow thicker, fuller hair and see a difference in your hair. And so for that reason, we create that bundle. Use coupon code Julie15 to get 15% off your order, so that'll save you a bunch of money. And then here's how we sweeten the deal even more. Other companies give you a 30-day money back guarantee, but we all know that hair takes about 3 months to grow back. And so for that reason, we have a 120-day, 4-month money back guarantee because we want to make sure we're serving you and we want to make sure you get results. At the end of that time, if you don't get results, just email us and we will refund your money. It's that simple.
That's incredible. That I don't hear about that uh, anywhere. You
Yeah.
definitely are behind your product. You guarantee it, believe in it. That's great.
Yeah. And with that said, Julie, we have to get results, otherwise we would be out of business long ago, with that kind of a crazy guarantee. And so that's why I go to sleep feeling good about life because we are serving customers, not just trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah, and on your website, there's before and after pictures of you, even when your hair
Yes.
was thinning and
Yes, it was really bad, very embarrassing. Again, like I said, I was putting in hair fibers to make sure nobody could see my scalp when I would go out in LA or even at work. And now I don't have to do that anymore. I can just wake up, style my hair, and go out about my day. And people tell me I have good hair, so What a change a few years can make. I used to incessantly, nonstop, think about my hair every moment, every waking moment, because I was like, oh man, it doesn't look good. Can they see it? What's happening? Why is this happening to me? This is so unfair. I hate this. And now I don't think about it. It just goes away, which is, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of studies showing that hair loss causes anxiety, depression, mood disorders. I mean, there's a ton of studies out there
Yeah,
showing it.
and Julie, for men, it's still okay, right? After all the trauma and the pain you go through, society still says, "Okay, you're bald, big deal, get over it." But for women, man, it's still a stigma, unfortunately. And my mother had a lot of hair loss, so when she was visiting me over the summer, we were doing the microneedling on her scalp, and she was doing it once a week, and she's like, "Oh man, I see my hair growing back in," and it was super exciting for her to experience this as well. But she was very sad about her hair. She would tell me every 2 or 3 months, "Oh, my hair, how can you help me? How can you help me?" And yeah, it's growing. And you know this, Julie, 50%, according to the American Hair Loss Association, 50% of women by the age of 50 will experience significant hair thinning, which we didn't see this, back in the day, or we didn't hear about this back in the day. So it's a big problem.
Yeah, I think it's keeping pace with chronic diseases worldwide and the stress that's just going up and
Yeah.
escalating and uncontrolled.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
So, well, that's great. Um,
Totally. Yeah.
where
So
so what I
yeah, I was
thought
just
you
gonna
wanted
say,
to.
so to close the loop on what you said, just go to fullyvital.com, use code Julie15, make sure to get the 3 month bundle. You can try anything you want, of course. I would just invite you and encourage you to get the 3 month bundle. That gets the best results in our clients. And then from then on, you can, after that, you don't have to use the 3 month bundle forever. You can then maybe just get the supplements from then on, or the serum from then on, and just continue to maintain your hair. The goal is for us to do a lot of things in the beginning to get your hair to kickstart your hair and to stimulate it to start growing again. And then once it's in a good place, then you can kind of maintain it. It's just like you're trying to lose 15 pounds of weight. In the beginning, you have to do a lot of efforts. And then once you get to your target weight, you can just balance it. Or for men, it's the opposite. When we're trying to gain muscle, you have to do a lot of things to gain muscle, and then it's much easier to just maintain it, right?
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you, Faraz.
Thank you for having me on, Julie. Really appreciate it.